welcome to Magical Travel Adventure. I am Lauren, your host, and today I am here to talk to you all about going on a Disney World trip and some Epcot touring plans. A lot of times, people with Epcot don't always know what to do or struggle a little bit with that. And I do have a free resource below that will help you with all your touring in any of the parks. So if you want to check that out, you can get that. And again, I am live every day in July. So if you are interested in coming by or getting the schedule, please let me know and I will send it off to you. So let's get into it. When we're talking about Epcot, this is a fun location. It's a location for all ages. And I have a few different models that I have here. If you watch the Magic Kingdom touring plans, you can see that I did something very similar. This is what I would do for my toddler. And I just kind of did some basic circles on must-dos, maybes, and skips. There are always rides that are like my absolute must-dos that we have to do every time we go to the parks. And then there are some maybes, and those maybes, especially with toddlers, could be, well, last time they liked it, so maybe they'll still like it this time. And sometimes those must-dos and maybes switch when we're on the trip because my toddler changes his mind. So if you see here for a toddler, I would say Nemo and Friends and Turtle Talk with Crush are two great parts. One's a ride, one's kind of a show. And they're both in the same location, like in the same building. So I would definitely do that. Last time my son absolutely loved going to the seas with Nemo and Friends. He just had the best time ever. Now we did Spaceship Earth and Soarin' last time and Living with the Land, and my son was not particularly into it. He really liked Soarin', and it was his first time kind of seeing it and doing it. So he probably will like it again, but you don't know, maybe not. So I put that as a maybe. I'm really not into Journey into Imagination, and if you don't know, I have severe motion sickness on many things, so Mission Space is out. Test Track is a maybe. I don't know if my son would actually like that. Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, some toddlers will like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I cannot do it. So I put it as a maybe because I can't do it doesn't mean other toddlers can't. One of my other friends, she was down the same week we were there, and her daughter, who's a year younger than my son, went on and did it and was a rock star and loved it. So it kind of just depends on your kids. You have to kind of decide if it's for them or not. Grand Fiesta Tour we would do if there isn't a long line and if my son would like to do it. Frozen Ever After is a must do for us. Last time we went, it was part of Individual Lightning Lane, and I paid twice for it, and my son did not want to go. So that was like a tough pill to swallow. So only if it's part of Genie Plus and not a paid Individual Lightning Lane is this a must do. Now, my son is not so great at sitting at some of the movies and some of the shows. So, Reflections of China, The American Adventure, I would definitely say are maybes, and Remy's is a maybe. I'm not sure if my son will like that or not, so we'll see. The Beauty and the Beast sing along, no, we can like never make that work. Now, the rest of these are like a lot of these are maybes because they're shows, and I say that because like they have specific times to them, and it's very hard like if we're there and it works out, like yeah, let's try and get it. But I'm never like a must do, and if there is a must do for a show, I'm always picking one. So now let's say I have 8 to 10-year-olds. I talk about some of the things that 8 to 10-year-olds might want to do. Maybes would be Spaceship Earth, Sea with Nemo, Turtle Talk with Crush. Those are not, they might want to do those rides, but normally those 8 to 10-year-olds, they're like super pumped. They're like, let's do the rides. So I definitely think Soarin' is up there. Living with the Land, Journey to Imagination, I still put as maybes. Mission Space, it's a maybe because either you like it or you don't. So it could go either way. Test Track, yes. Guardians, yes. And then Remy's, yes. And then everything else is like kind of a maybe. 8 to 10-year-olds, things that I found with other clients is that Epcot is not always their favorite thing, and if it is, it's not like the shows or anything like that. It's those intense rides, the Soarin', Test Track, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Remy's sometimes. So when you're doing it, you might come up with totally different responses. And that's why I make this, because I made these, but you might have a totally different one that you want to make. That's the whole point of this. I'm giving you some ideas on how to use this so you can better help plan your trip. Now, this I went back and forth as if you have teenagers or maybe you're here on an adult trip. And so my must do's are Spaceship Earth, Soarin', Mission Space, Test Track, Guardians, Reflections of China, Remy's, Alberta Bound, and Master Reelsel. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have a little drink. It's late. So with these, I would say it's kind of a mixture. It's rides that are normally popular, and it includes some of the shows. And I think for a lot of adults or teenagers, they start to have real interests and real fascination with things around the world. And one of those things is like Reflections of China. I have a lot of high school kids that come back and say that that was their favorite thing because they don't really learn that much about China as an individual country. So being at Epcot allows them to have this individual time in each country. And Reflections of China is one of the things that the kids come back and always say, I really liked it. It really got me into China. I really wanted to learn more about Chinese history and things like that. So that's why I have it there. Now, with these, the strategy here is that you have to figure out what it is that you like. This is good if you're going with a group, with a family, anything like that. You can all sit down and look at these and say, what are your must-dos? How many must-dos do you have? If you have more, if you have like 10 must-dos in Epcot, I'm not sure if that's possible in a day. So that also helps you to decide how many days you might want in each park also. So definitely look at that resource below so that you can better plan your trip when you're going to Disney World. I also have one for Universal if you are interested. Again, I am Lauren. I'm a travel agent. My information is all below. And if you like these videos, if you could like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. And we are live every day in July. So come back again tomorrow for another great video. Until next time, bye.